Even with the headaches and everything, I still didn't want the comprehensive exam. I was born in India, moved to Chicago when I was 2.5. I've been here since. I was actually going to Columbia College downtown to write children's books. For a few years, I'd been really sluggish, really slow. I didn't think it was anything medically. I thought it was more mentally. Because I was slow and sluggish, I thought I was going through more depression than anything else. And that's what I thought it was. I was getting really, really bad headaches. And what had happened was my friend was in town from Miami, and we were supposed to go downtown clubbing one night. When we left the club, the bouncer gave me a business card for the club. And when I started looking at the business card, I noticed I couldn't read the small print, which to me was really, really weird because I always had better than 20/20 vision my whole life. When I started reading it, I thought, well, that must have been the cause of my headaches I've been having for the last few years. Probably my eyes were going, I didn't really notice it until I saw this business card. So the following morning, I was planning on coming into LensCrafters, and actually I almost didn't because I was so tired and just didn't feel so my head was hurting a lot. But I got myself to get out of bed, and I made the drive over here.
Well, Vineet had come into my office. He's about 30 years old, came in for a regular eye exam. He hadn't had an eye exam in quite some time. Never wore glasses before, so he didn't ever feel like he really needed to come in for an eye exam. We started talking about his family and his background, and I know he was waitering over at an Italian restaurant. He was telling me all about that. I used to waiter at an Italian restaurant as well when I was a kid. As we performed the eye exam, there were some of the tests didn't really register as within normal limits. So I had talked to Vineet that, hey, you haven't been here in a while. We probably need to take a look at the back of the eye, because through the back of the eye is the only way that we can get an unobstructed view of blood vessels anywhere in the body. So that gives us quite a bit of information.
Even with the headaches and everything, I still didn't want the comprehensive exam because I was so sure that all I needed was to put on a pair of glasses and that would cause the headaches to go away.
We kind of pulled him back and said, you know, Vineet, we probably really need to do this. You haven't had an eye exam in quite some time. This is part of what we do here.
When he was doing the test, he told me he was noticing that it just wasn't making sense, that I was some things I was seeing and some things I wasn't.
As we were checking the back of the eye with the dilation, we noticed that he had some swollen optic nerves. We call that papilledema, and he had some leakage of the blood vessels back there. So I expressed to Vineet that we probably need to get you to a hospital right away.
Even when I was at the hospital, I told him, you know, I gotta meet my friend in a couple hours. We're going downtown. I gotta get out of here. And they're like, you don't realize how serious this is. So the first thing they did was they took my blood pressure, and it read 223/137. And the guy who took my blood pressure said, well, that's probably what's causing your headaches. Or they put me on blood pressure medication through an IV for 5 days straight to get my blood pressure down. They ran some blood work, and they said that they noticed that my kidneys were only working at about 15% total. And after a few days in the hospital, they had told me what had happened was when I was in college, back when I was 19, 20, I'd gotten strep throat, and I had gotten taken care of at the health center, but I never really went to my primary doctor. And what had happened was, even though after they gave me the antibiotics, even though it went away, it slowly snuck into my kidneys and ate at them for the next 9 years without me knowing it. They told me, well, there's really no way to save your kidneys right now. It's just too late. They're only working 15%. So I was like, okay, I'm going to deal with this, whatever. And then I go back to the restaurant that I was working at, and it turns out, while I was in the hospital, the restaurant owner and the property owner got into a fight, and the restaurant closed down. So now, not only I find out now I got all these problems health-wise, but now I have no job.
We talked to the lab, we talked to the general manager, Lynn Duenas, and we ended up hiring Vineet to work in the laboratory.
When I got the job, I came up full-time, and I got my health insurance benefits, which covered 100% of my transplant. And now you're talking about a $150,000 to $200,000 operation. Well, before even I didn't have any, even when they found the problem, at that time I didn't have insurance. So, I mean, just in a financial sense as well, I mean, this company's done so much for me just in that aspect of the benefits, and the people were so nice to me here. Every time I didn't feel good at work, I was on dialysis and I started feeling kind of not so good, and She told me to go home and take care of it for me, and they were just the greatest people to work with, and just everything in the whole, it just seemed like it was the perfect fit.
Well, I think it's changed a lot of people. I mean, having someone like Vineet each and every single day coming into your office, working in the laboratory, interacting with customers, he's been a great advocate of why we need an eye exam annually, why do we need comprehensive eye exams as well.
Everything always happens for a reason, and to me it feels like this all happened because of where I am now. This is where they wanted me. This is where I'm supposed to be. Yeah, I want to stay with Luxottica and work my way up as far as I mean. I love this company. I love what I do. I love the people I work with. I love the people I meet. I want to be in a position someday where, a position where I can help as many people as I can. That's where I want to be. From what I was then to what I am now, it's like 180. Like I said, I was no energy to 150, 200% energy. Like I said before, I thought I was depressed because of this thing, and now I'm just happy-go-lucky, and it just changed every aspect of my life. You name it, it's given me confidence in my life. I feel like it's a do-over. I call it I got a do-over, and it feels so. Not too many people get that, and it's just like so nice to have that. You only have one set of eyes, and you want to take care of them. And to me, I just learned that. I mean, it takes about half an hour of your time to get an eye exam. It's not very expensive, and it can do wonders for you.
Well, and also not only that, but it can also save your life.
Yeah, yeah. I'm living proof of that.